You know that moment. You're sitting across from someone you love. Maybe it's late. Maybe the dishes are still in the sink. Maybe the room is quiet in that strange, heavy way that only happens when something important is happening and nobody knows how to say it. So you ask one simple question. Are we okay? And instead of leaning in, they look down. Their shoulders tighten. Their face goes flat. I'm just tired. That's all you get. But you can feel it. The distance. The shutdown. The invisible wall rising between you in real time. And your mind starts talking. Why does this keep happening? Why do I feel alone when I'm right here with you? Did I ask for too much? Am I the problem? Do you love me, or do you just not know how to let me in? Here's the truth that flips everything. Sometimes the relationship doesn't feel far away because love is gone. It feels far away because closeness itself has started to feel unsafe. And if that's where you are right now, you are not broken. You're not failing at love, and this is not proof that you chose the wrong person. By the end of this video, you're going to understand what avoidant personality disorder actually is, why it can make connection feel so difficult even when the longing is real beneath the surface, and how to respond to it without abandoning yourself in the process. Let's get into it. Most couples believe distance means a lack of care. Most people think if someone wants love, they'll just reach for it. But the real truth is much deeper than that. With avoidant personality disorder, what looks like disinterest is often a nervous system bracing for rejection, criticism, humiliation, or exposure before the moment has even fully happened. That matters because if you misread protection as indifference, you will respond to fear as if it were cruelty, and that usually makes the cycle worse. Here's the thing. Avoidant personality disorder is not just needing space. It's not just being private. It's not just someone who struggles to text back or open up after a hard day. It's a broader pattern of feeling inadequate, being hypersensitive to negative evaluation, and avoiding situations where closeness, visibility, or judgment might hurt. That can show up in romance, yes, but also in friendships, work, new opportunities, and everyday social life. So if you love someone with these patterns, or if you see yourself in them, the question is not, why are they so difficult? The real question is, what does their inner world believe is about to happen when they are seen too clearly? Because when safety leaves a relationship, love doesn't always disappear. Sometimes it just goes underground. And once you understand the fear beneath the surface, the patterns stop looking random. They start making painful, human sense. Here's the part no one talks about. Avoidance often looks cold on the outside and terrified on the inside. Most couples see withdrawal and assume the person pulling back doesn't care enough. Most people in relationships interpret silence as emotional laziness, distance as selfishness, or hesitation as a lack of love. But with avoidant personality disorder, the deeper truth is that closeness can activate intense self-consciousness and fear of being judged, exposed, or rejected. The nervous system is not saying, "I don't need you." It's saying, "If you really see me, you may decide I'm not worth staying for." Not coldness, not arrogance, not indifference. Protection. So the disconnecting version sounds like this. Why do you always shut down when I'm trying to talk to you? And what they hear is, you're failing again. They go quiet. They leave the room. They say, I don't want to do this. But the connecting version sounds more like, I can feel you pulling away, and I'm not here to corner you. I just want to understand what feels hard right now. And something in them quietly registers, maybe I don't have to defend myself this second. And when you do that, the wall stops feeling like a battle line and starts feeling like something the two of you can finally see together. And this is the one most couples never figure out. Avoidant personality disorder is broader than a relationship style. Most couples use the word avoidant to describe anybody who struggles with closeness. And honestly, that's where a lot of confusion begins. Everything gets flattened into attachment labels. But the deeper truth is that avoidant personality disorder is more pervasive. It doesn't just show up when someone is emotionally triggered by intimacy. It can shape how they move through work, friendships, conflict, new environments, risk, and even opportunities they secretly want. This is why someone may long for connection and still avoid the very spaces where connection could grow. So the disconnecting version looks like this. Someone says, "I want a closer relationship," but they avoid parties, hate meeting your friends, turn down opportunities because it means more visibility, and hesitate to share anything personal, even after months or years together. The connecting version begins with accuracy. Instead of saying, "You just have commitment issues," you say, "I think this might be bigger than just our relationship. I think being seen at all feels hard for you." That shift matters, because when you name the pattern accurately, you stop chasing the wrong solution. And that's when a relationship stops feeling like a mystery and starts feeling like something real you can respond to with clarity. But here's what nobody explains. The pain often begins in anticipation, not after the event. Most couples think rejection happens when somebody is criticized, left, mocked, or openly dismissed. But for someone with avoidant personality disorder, the body often predicts rejection before there's actual evidence. Their nervous system is like a smoke detector set too sensitive. It cannot always tell the difference between real danger and the possibility of embarrassment. So a simple pause, a sigh, a delayed text, a change in tone, or a neutral facial expression can land as, "You're too much," or "You're not wanted here." The disconnecting version sounds like this. You say, "Can we talk later tonight?" Seems harmless. But inside, their mind is already spinning. I messed something up. They're disappointed. I'm about to be exposed. So by the time the conversation happens, they are already braced, defended, withdrawn. The connecting version sounds more like, "Hey, nothing bad. I just want to check in with you later because I care about us." That small sentence gives their nervous system something it rarely gets: context, safety, breath. And when you do that, you're not just changing a conversation. You're interrupting a cycle that used to make intimacy feel like an ambush. This is where it gets really interesting. What sounds small to you can sound devastating to them. Most couples think constructive feedback is just part of adult love, and it is. But the deeper truth is that when someone already feels fundamentally inadequate, criticism doesn't land as information. It lands as confirmation. Not, "I did something imperfect," but, "I am the problem." That's why even calm, reasonable feedback can trigger shutdown, defensiveness, over-apologizing, or total retreat. The disconnecting version sounds like this. "I wish you would communicate more." What they hear is, "You are emotionally defective." Or you say, "You never tell me what you're feeling." And beneath the surface, all they hear is, "You are failing at the one thing that matters most." The connecting version sounds like this. "I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to get closer to you. When you go quiet, I don't know how to reach you, and I miss you." Same issue, different emotional tone. Not harsher truth, not better arguments, not perfect wording, but feedback delivered in a way that preserves dignity while still telling the truth. And when you do that, your partner stops feeling cornered by your honesty and starts feeling invited by it. Here's the part people miss. Some people don't avoid intimacy because they feel nothing. They avoid it because they feel too exposed. Most couples assume that if someone wants connection, they'll naturally relax when it finally arrives. But the deeper truth is that closeness can light up shame in a person who secretly believes they are unlovable, socially awkward, inferior, or too flawed to sustain real connection. So the exact moment they've been longing for can also become the moment they most want to disappear. You open the door wider, and instead of stepping in, they freeze. The disconnecting version sounds like this. "Tell me what's really going on. You can trust me." And because the invitation feels big, exposed, and emotionally bright, they shrug and say, "It's nothing." The connecting version sounds like this. You sit beside them, no pressure, no interrogation, and say, "You don't have to explain everything perfectly. I'm here." We can stay with one honest sentence. And somewhere inside them, a thought starts moving. Maybe I don't need to perform my way into being accepted. That's the shift. And when that shift happens, intimacy stops feeling like a spotlight and starts feeling like shelter. And here's what changes everything. You cannot love someone out of hiding by wanting them harder. Most couples respond to avoidance by pushing more. More reassurance, more questions, more emotional urgency, more, "Why won't you just let me in?" But the deeper truth is that pressure, even loving pressure, can feel like exposure to someone whose whole system is organized around avoiding humiliation. So the more urgently you chase, the more strongly they may withdraw. Not because your love is wrong, but because their body still reads closeness as risk. This isn't a communication hack. This is just what emotionally mature love looks like. You stop trying to win access, and you start building safety. The disconnecting version sounds like this. "Why do I have to drag everything out of you? Why are you like this? Just talk to me." The connecting version sounds like this. "I care about you, and I care about me too. I'm not going to force this conversation, but I do want a relationship where we can be real, and I'm here when you're ready to take one step toward that." That response does two things at once. It protects connection, and it protects you. Because if you love someone with these patterns, your pain matters too. Loved ones often end up feeling stressed, isolated, and emotionally alone when the cycle goes unnamed for too long. And when you make that shift, your partner stops feeling like a wall to break down and starts feeling like a scared human being standing at the edge of being known. This is where hope becomes real. Progress is not becoming loud, effortless, or instantly open. Progress is learning to stay present while being seen. Most couples expect healing to look dramatic. Big confessions, perfect vulnerability, one breakthrough talk that changes everything. But the real truth is quieter. Healing in avoidant personality disorder usually looks like tiny acts of tolerated exposure. Saying one honest thing instead of none. Staying in the conversation 2 minutes longer. Going to therapy. Letting someone misunderstand you without disappearing. Asking for reassurance without feeling ashamed of needing it. Not perfection, not a personality transplant, not becoming someone else, but becoming someone who can survive being emotionally visible without running from it. The disconnecting version sounds like this. I'm fine. I don't know. Forget it. Then shutdown, then distance, then more unspoken longing. The connecting version sounds like this. Part of me wants to leave this conversation right now. That doesn't mean I don't care. It means I feel exposed. And what moves through the other person is often, there you are. Finally. Real. That's the shift that turns a relationship from a place of constant guessing into a place where repair can finally begin. Treatment often includes psychotherapy, including approaches like CBT, and sometimes medication for related anxiety or depression. So, if you take anything from this, let it be this. This is not a checklist for fixing a difficult partner, and it's not a license to abandon your own needs in the name of understanding. This is an invitation to see beneath the surface,